Welcome, everyone, to Boxing Scene's Top Stories, only on ProBox TV, your boxing channel. I am George D. Metellus. Quick reminder, the long-form content, you can get it on the ProBox TV app, where apps are available, and you can listen to Top Stories audio style, where podcasts are available. I am joined by the champions. We got Chris Algieri in the house, and we got ESPN analyst Tim Bradley, the Hall of Famer, joining us here on Top Stories. Well, it appears that the circus is in town next week, or this week in New York. It was the very cringe-worthy press conference at a fan fest between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul. They got into a shoving match, if you want to put it that way, and that certainly was very cringe there. And then between now these staged actions between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul ahead of their November fight, Chris, are we at the point there where is there any real interest to see this fight between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul?
Well, you know, it's going to sell. There was people at these press conferences. They're always full. You know, there's the spectacle of Mike Tyson. There's the fan base of Jake Paul, which is not a boxing fan base, but it doesn't matter. They're a Jake Paul fan base, and there's a lot more than there are boxing fans. So they're going to show up. It's going to sell. It's going to make money, and that's why these things are put together the way they are. You know, the press conference was packed. I mean, people were coming up. It was all over the internet. And yes, was it cringy? Absolutely. And if this is the kind of circus that you like, you probably like going to the zoo too. And for loyal listeners, you know what that means. But yeah, it's a situation now like where us hardcores, people who are actually boxing fans, we watch this stuff and it's so staged. It's just it's so cringy. It's so awkward. You know, Mike is he's too old to be in these situations anymore. He can't even fake it. He can't even fake trying to be the tough guy on stage. He's smiling, he's laughing. You know, the first go around, they had the press conference. He did like little punches to the body, smiling, like poking. This one, he tried to make it a little rougher. It looked very, very awkward. So yeah, I think this is going to be very annoying for the next couple months for the hardcores. But in terms of will it sell? Will people show up? Will it make money? Absolutely. People are going to tune in. There's enough of a fan base of Jake Paul, and there's enough of an interest that Mike Tyson, or the aura of Mike Tyson, may possibly show up.
All right, Tim, what do you make of this situation between Mike Tyson and Jake Paul and the interest surrounding this fight? We'll put it that way.
Look, you call it a circus. That's what it is. However, like Chris just said, it's going to sell. You know, Jake Paul fans are loyal. Loyal. You know, they're going to support whatever he does. And that's the difference between boxing fans and Jake Paul fans. And that's the reason why Jake Paul can do what he does. It's because he has loyal fans that are paid for the shenanigans. You already know Mike Tyson don't belong in the ring with him. You know, he's doing exhibitions. That's what he's doing, you know, and he's once again, I'm sorry to tell you, just stealing money from boxing at the end of the damn day. But let me go back to, let me tell you folks something. A lot of the problem with this is you, the fans. We just had one of the best cards that we've ever witnessed, right? In LA. And you know how many pay-per-view buys that thing did? According to reports, less than 100,000 pay-per-view buys. Think about that. You just didn't get Crawford. You got Pitbull Cruz, Jared Anderson. You know, you got the cream of the crop, top fights. And guess what? You stole the feed, fans. That's what y'all did. And that's the reason why Jake Paul can come in there with his fans and sell pay-per-views and fight Mike Tyson here and there, is because you guys allow him to do that. If you will support boxing like Jake Paul fans support him, then it'll be a little bit different. It could be different. However, that's the problem. You know, Jake Paul moves the needle, whether you like him or not in the industry. He moves the needle, and his fans support him, and they're going to watch and they're going to buy this pay-per-view.
So let me ask you guys this. You guys are obviously champions. Chris, is there an expiration date on Jake Paul and his boxing career here?
On Jake Paul himself, as a person, potentially yes, but these kinds of shows, no. There's always going to be room for this. If you can bring eyes, you can bring butts in the seats, you can bring pay-per-view buys, you're going to have a place in boxing, because boxing is the wild, wild west and is very greedy. It's a dog-eat-dog kind of world. Everybody's just trying to make a buck. A lot of smash-and-grab promoters out there, smash-and-grab managers. And listen, Jake Paul's doing a smash and grab. He's getting in, he's getting the money, he's getting out, and he's going to get out.
This isn't real boxing. This isn't real boxing. At the end of the day, it's not. I'm sorry. It's not real boxing.
It's not. Because you got a damn near 60-year-old man who hasn't fought in 20 years. Fought in 20 years. This is going on his record, Tim. You know that?
Yeah, I know.
It's crazy.
I know. And again, this goes back to show you, like, this can happen because the fans got to start supporting these fighters. Real boxing fans got to start supporting the shows. Stop stealing the feeds. Buy the pay-per-views. Again, we just had one of the best cards we've ever witnessed, and nobody paid for it. That's a problem. And if this continues to happen, then Jake Paul's going to continue to rise. That's when he's going to keep ascending up.
Oh, Jake Paul or any other facsimile in the future. He's an archetype. He's not even like the person that he is, whether it's him or the next guy. This will always happen in our sport because, like you said, those loyal fan bases are willing to shell out the money where the boxing fan base is not. And that's really what lies the problem, exactly like you're saying, Tim.
And then add to that the fact that Netflix is involved in this. That certainly adds a different element to this whole Mike Tyson Jake Paul fight that will take place November 15th. Well, we'd like to remind you that here on Top Stories, to scan the QR code, take you to proboxtv.com. And for some real boxing, the best live fight series in all of boxing, you definitely want to check out Wednesday Night Fights, another edition coming up August 21st here on your boxing channel. I'm George D. Metellus, and this is Boxing Scene's Top Stories.
Wednesday Night Fights. Coming up on your next Wednesday Night Fights, August 21st, Jarrett Hurd battles Jason Rosario.
For more ProBox TV, scan the QR code on the screen or go to the App Store and Google Play. ProBox TV, your boxing channel.